There is no doubt we need additional revenue coupled with smart spending reductions in order to bring down our deficit.
The president saying, no doubt, new tax revenues are coming, and he repeated calls for those hikes again today. That was also echoed, by the way, by Senator Harry Reid, who on another interview on Sunday suggested that, yes, we are going to raise taxes on the rich. I believe the precise quote from Senator Reid was, the rich must pay their share. So they want more taxes on top of the taxes that have already imposed come January the 1st on wealthier people. My next guest says he has a plan to raise nearly $1 trillion in extra tax revenues and avoid mandatory layoffs. Minnesota Democrat Congressman Keith Ellison, he is here with us today to spell it out. Congressman, welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to just run through some of the proposals, if I may, and I'll get to my question. You want to limit deductions, you want to limit estate tax deductions, close subchapter S corporate deductions, reduce meal and entertainment deductions, close stock option loopholes. It's a long list, basically aimed at getting more money out of the rich. Is that the thrust of your proposal?
Well, we go a little further than that. You know, we say that we're going to close loopholes that go to fossil fuel companies like ExxonMobil and Chevron. We say that we're going to close loopholes for deductions for yachts and jets. We move on and we say we're going to close carried interest deduction. We do have a number of things that we propose, closing loopholes, as my colleague Paul Ryan and former presidential candidate Romney said they wanted to do. I mean, during the campaign, closing loopholes was all they wanted to talk about.
If we're going to
so now we're doing it.
If we're going to tax the rich some more, there's two questions that this raises. Number one, what's fair? What is a fair tax on wealthy people? And number two,
I'm glad you asked that.
Hold on a second, hold on. And the other question would be, what impact on the economy if we raise taxes again on the rich? So let's first of all let's deal with the fairness question. I bring you the case of Phil Mickelson. He's a California resident. On every dollar over $1 million that he earns, he's got to pay 63 cents to the state and the feds in income taxes. Now, is 63%, is that tax rate on admittedly the very rich, is that fair?
Well, fair and calls forth a question, compared to what? It's fair compared to allowing somebody who is surviving on minimal income like a senior citizen to cut home heating oil, which is what we're going to have to do if the sequester goes into place. It's fair.
Your judgment is that it's fair.
It's fair compared to asking a poor family on food stamps to get by with less. It's fair compared to say we're going to cut on the investment that we make into innovation, medical innovation for brand new industries to put even more people back to work. So it's a matter of compared to what? No, it was conservatives who said
you've got to make the judgment.
Conservatives who said
you got to go make the judgment. It's 63%. You say it's fair.
We are doing that. We are addressing the deficit right now by closing loopholes as conservative candidates for president suggested that we should during the election. We are doing what Mitt Romney said we should do. We are closing loopholes, and we're doing it to make sure that poor people and low-income children...
And you've made the judgment that 63% is fair. You've made that judgment. You say that's fair.
Do you know what WIC is, sir? What is WIC?
You've made the judgment that 63% is fair.
Is a program that's being cut by sequester.
63% is fair.
I think asking Phil Mickelson for a little bit more money so that women and children can have a meal is fair. Yes, I do. I think it's fair to ask Phil Mickelson for a little bit more money to make sure that we can continue to invest in infrastructure in this country and to make sure that groundbreaking research in medicine is paid for, to make sure that people have the basics, that college education is affordable. I think, Phil Mickelson, who has benefited from living in the richest country in the history of the world, I think it's fair to ask Phil Mickelson to help with that. Yes, I do. As a patriotic American, I'm sure Phil Mickelson would agree.
Okay. No, he does not. He wants to move.
Well, then he's...
so you're saying he's unpatriotic? Because he doesn't want to pay 63 cents on the dollar in taxes. He's unpatriotic?
I think that any American who has benefited from living in this wonderful country should be happy to make sure that all Americans have a ladder of opportunity. I think that is a good thing.
Is 75%, is 75% fair?
I'm telling you that I have a bill called the Balancing Act. What we do is we close corporate loopholes, we close other loopholes, and we deal with the budget deficit, and we invest in jobs and infrastructure. I didn't bring up Mr. Nicholson. You did. I'm sure he's a nice person.
Well, I've just brought up the issue of fairness.
But my point is,
the question of fairness.
Well,
that's it.
Compared to what, though, sir? It's a matter of comparison. Is it fair compared to asking women and children who need nutrition aid to go without and be hungry in the richest country in the history of the world? That's the issue. That's the question you don't seem
You've
to want
answered
to
the question. You say it's fair. Okay.
I
Congressman Ellison.
say yeah.
Okay, we got it.
Are we done? I got more.
Guess I'm afraid
you don't want to talk
we
to me
are
now?
done. No, we got.
Okay, thank you.
I'd love to. I really would love to. I'm a European. I came from a country which taxes people to the hilt. And the overall effect on the economy is to slow it down dramatically and to create a culture of dependence. That's the way it is,
Let me tell you what
I'm up against a hard break. I'm terribly sorry. I'm just up against a hard break.
Hundreds of thousands of Americans.
I got to go. I'm sorry, Congressman. I got to go.
Anytime.
We'll be
Thank
back
you
in
very
just a
much.
moment.